Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Favi, and welcome back to Arrows DIY. Today's video is a fun one. It's part of Just Our Imagination, hosted by Kathy Jo and Rustic and Lace DIY, and the guest host is the Painted Peach. So we have to use these items in our DIYs, so let the crafty shenanigans begin. At Michael's, I picked up 2 of these wood shadow boxes, and I just took off the sticker and the hardware as well as the hanger using my trusty pliers. Once I got the 2 of them ready, we're gonna go ahead and use the sink mat. I figured let's just jump in head first and get this done. So I had so many ideas, but not so much time to get them all. The first thing I did was I painted it in this paint for plastic by Folk Art. It's one of their newer paints, and guys, I love it. I used the color black olive and I gave it 2 coats. You want to let it dry between coats. Now, if you want a more matte finish on your paint, you can go ahead and flip your mat over and use that as the front. But I used the shiny side because I want to make this look kind of galvanized. I took some brushed metal paint there on the left. You can see it's the one on the top. And then I took some white paint, which was almost at the end of its life. The white paint is by Folk Art as well in the color Brilliant White, and I'm just going to use this long bushy paintbrush. It's long bristles on it, and I'm just pouncing, and I am being very random about it. I do want some of that black to show through. So once it's nice and dry, I took the frame. This frame was from Dollar Tree, and I took out all the inserts. I'll try to keep the measurements in the description box below, but really just 2 frames that are rectangular shape would do. And I'm just gonna place the rectangle frame on top of the sink mat so that I know what to cut it down to. So as you can see here, I just used it as a guide and then I eyeballed it to cut it. I cut all the sides. It's very simple to cut through this mat, but you do want to use some sharp scissors. If you suffer from arthritis, you're probably going to have to ask for some help. It could be tricky if you have dual scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this down to size. It's helpful to flip your frame upside down so that you can see the insert there that we need to cut these down to. So I took my time and cut every single one of these. And at first I was afraid to cut it too short because I was afraid it wasn't going to have enough surface area to attach to the inner portion there of the frame. But after I hot glued it this first time, it was sinking into the middle, kind of wrinkling. And it took me some time to figure out why this was happening, but I took a break and came back later, and I figured out that if I just cut it down, it would fit perfectly and that excess wouldn't be drooping in like that. So I took it out, took off all the hot glue mess that was there, and I'm just going to cut it down on all the sides. This is going to help me have more surface area too to add the hot glue to. So that worked a lot better, and it wasn't sinking in like it was before. Because I wanted it to be kind of flat. I was okay if it had a little bit of a dip, but I didn't want it to be wrinkly, and I don't know. Anyways, I wanted it to be flatter, and this definitely helped that happen. So once I hot glued all the sides, I also pushed in those black metal holder things. I don't know, the little metal prongs there from the frame. I just pushed them in to kind of help keep the pieces in place as they dried. And then I took off the ones that were kind of in the wrong spots. Now this is the other frame, and I did the same exact thing, cut down the other portion of that sink mat, and then I'm just going to hot glue it in. Now with this one, I added a layer of hot glue. I pushed in the metal prongs around the edges, and then I added another layer of hot glue, kind of sandwiching that sink mat between 2 layers of hot glue and praying and hoping that it stays. I am just using this for decorative purposes, so I'm not too concerned on it getting destroyed. But I do have 6 kids, so it might get destroyed. But I used Gorilla Hot Glue and a lot of praying, so hopefully that stays. Now I'm gonna attach these two pieces to this board I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna use Titebond Quick and Thick glue, and I'm also gonna use hot glue in different spots along the bottom portion there. Any spots that touches this brown piece here is what I'm going to add the adhesive to. And I was having a problem here with my cap. I was trying to unclog it, and a piece of the skewer got stuck in there, so it was a hot mess. But I was like, not going to waste that glue, so that's what's happening here. But no worries, we figured it out, and our Titebond glue is just right. So as you can see here, I added it on to the edge. I held it tight. I wish I had blue tape or some kind of clamp to hold it in place, but I'm out of blue tape, so you know, I gotta add that to my shopping list. So remind me to write that on my shopping list. I need blue tape, and there was another thing I needed. I can't remember. We'll see later in the video. But yeah, blue tape will definitely hold this in place as it sets. But I just used some force and I held it in place, and that hot glue should hold it in place as the Titebond sets. Alright, so I got the other side on there just like we did the first one, and now we're going to use those boards frames from Michael's that we took all the hardware off at the beginning. We're going to add hot glue and Titebond in different spots, any spot that touch the sides there. And honestly, this kind of gave me some trouble, so I would say to even scuff up the edges of the first frames we put on there. Scuffing up the sides before we add the adhesive might be a little better. I set this to dry next to my air conditioning vent, and one of the sides, it seems like the adhesive froze before it got to cure. So be mindful of the temperature of where you're putting your stuff. It only happened to the one side of the crate, so this is going to be a sturdy construction. Just keep in mind that it needs to fully cure in order for it to be sturdy. So don't put it next to an AC vent is what I'm trying to say. All right, so now I took one of the tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. I took one of those and I painted it silver all over the sides. I left the back bare so that I could add some Titebond and hot glue to the back of it, and I'm just going to cover those two little holes there, and this is going to act as handles for our little crate. And that's how it turned out. I think it's super cute. Would you think this was a sink mat? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this sink mat creation DIY. All right, for this next one, this is the next challenge item. It is a book, and I've had this book in my stash for some time. You could definitely go to Dollar Tree and get a book. Now, close your eyes if you don't like people destroying books, because I am going to keep this book and I'm going to read this book, but I wanted to take off the top cover. I will leave the back cover on there, and I might read this book again. It was interesting. I read it about 10 years ago, but I keep it around because you never know when you have to go back and remember how to parent some. I just like reading, so. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this little strip of the sink mat as a stencil. This was a brilliant idea from my friend Kendra over at Late Night Creations. So I took some of this pine chalk paint and a little stipple, kind of like a chalk brush, but stencil brush, but not really. I'm gonna go ahead, I think it's a kid brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and just stipple it on like so. I don't have blue tape, but blue tape would have been so helpful to tie the book, to tape the book up in the proper, to hold it tight, and also to hold my stencil in place. So yeah, I definitely need to pick some up. I haven't been to Dollar Tree in 6 months. That's a long time, and I'm so proud of myself. Okay, so my friend Leanne at Simply Enjoying Crafting used that beautiful blue flower on her book stack. You've got to check out that video if you haven't. I'll leave it in my description box below as well. And I just took this little bee from the same Brocante Iron Organ Designs transfer pack, and I'm gonna just rub on the transfer using the wave technique. Sorry if you hear the noise, I'm in a city. I apologize. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a little ripple at the bottom of the transfer, and it's just going to help the transfer detach from the film there. And if you miss a little spot, just put it right back in that spot and rub with the stick once more, and it should transfer easily. Now, just to embellish this book stack, I wanted to keep it simple, very farmhouse, very simple. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this book a couple times with jute twine, tie a simple shoelace bow, and then I tied in a piece of vintage lace and some greenery. I attached the greenery with some hot glue, and I love this eucalyptus and how it looks on there. I chose not to hot glue the twine, and that way, in case I want to read the book, I can. But it definitely makes it easy to swap out the embellishments throughout the seasons. But let me know what you think about this book stack. Actually, it's not a book stack, it's just a book. I could definitely add some more to this book stack to make it a book stack. Let me know what you think about this one below in the comments. Now, this last one is a pumpkin, and I think it's from Dollar General, but I got it at the thrift store for 50 cents. And I'm going to go ahead and take off all the embellishments. Once I struggle, it turns out this embellishment was not hot glued on. It was actually stapled on there. So, oh, that's what I need, staples. Yeah, I definitely need to go pick up staples too, because I have my staple gun stapleless. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take off this paper. So I used a bench scraper from Dollar Tree, and it's going to help me kind of get the corner there. And I was trying to get a thick piece of the paper to help me take this paper off. So I was hoping and wishing, and it worked. So I love it when moments like this happen when you create. I love creating for therapy, and I'm just going to go ahead and take off this paper. But look at this. If you are strategic with your paper removing, it can remove just like so. Wow, look at that. Anyways, it was way more satisfying in person. Now I'm going to take these little bamboo sticks. That's the last challenge item. These little bamboo sticks. And I just cut them down to size. I kind of used my pliers there to make a slanted edge to follow that curve of the pumpkin. And this took some time, but hey, if you like puzzles and pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, and I'm totally joking. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these here. Using some tape, it's gonna hold it in place, not blue tape because I need some. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some regular, I think this is packing tape, and I'm gonna hold those in place. Then I'm gonna put some Titebond, quick and thick, right in that spot, and I'm eyeballing exactly where I remember that made contact with the pumpkin. And you could definitely paint your pumpkin as well. I'm just kind of going neutral fall decor this year. So if you like neutral fall decor, definitely subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you see any items at Dollar Tree you'd like me to challenge myself with. Go ahead and challenge me in the comments below. Now I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of quick and thick Titebond glue and hot glue in the same spots. And I'm going to just put all the bamboo sticks on the board like so. I'm going to hold it in place till the hot glue sets. Then I'm going to carefully peel back that tape. Now I took the Hello Autumn board from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to antique wax it up. I love antique wax on wood. It's my favorite. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and hot glue the back of the letters that touch this little bamboo stick section. And I'm going to place it like so. Now I'm going to embellish the top because you guys know I don't stop. I just have to keep adding and adding and adding, and it brings me joy. If you don't like that, don't do it. Don't do it. Do what brings you joy. Now I'm going to take this pip berry garland from Dollar Tree. It's like the pearlesque one from the holiday season. So I'm going to go ahead and wind it up on my little marker here a couple times, make it big and frilly. And now I'm going to take some of this ribbon from Michael's. And I cut two little strips about, I don't know, 4 inches or so. And I cut 2 strips, and I cut the ends at a slant. Now I'm going to take a variety of ribbon I have right here next to me on my craft table, and I'm just going to stack them There are some smaller ribbons, some longer ribbons, and I'm also adding some of this vintage lace from Dollar Tree, the lace ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna wrap it in this middle, cinch it in the middle, and wrap it all with some jute twine and double knot it in the back. And I'm gonna cut off the excess and hot glue it right there to the top of that little pumpkin. And I think it's so cute, so cute. For Farmhouse decor. Let me know what you think about this one. I think it's so cute because it's chubby. Oh, anyways, I'm crushing on this one for sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this one. And if you've enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of what I make in this house. I had a lot of fun making these, so I want to thank the host, Brenda, at Rustic and Lace DIY, and Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo's DIYs, and the Painted Pea. Check out their channels in the description box below, as well as the playlist link below. Take care, God bless, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. If you like this video, you might also like this one.